Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll continue with sampling technique. This is the part 2 of the other part. If you've not watched the other parts, try to watch so for a comprehensive understanding of what sampling technique is. In today's video, we'll be looking at the non-probability sampling technique. And non-probability sampling technique is a lot different from probability sampling techniques, and in this technique it allows for there's a room for bias when picking our sample, unlike probability sampling technique where all of the population are given equal chance of representation. It's not like that in non-probability sampling technique, and because of this it is prone to bias and it's very subjective, but it is very useful for exploratory research and populations that are difficult to access. For example, you want to study prostitution, you want to study drug use. Populations are very difficult. You cannot just walk up to a prostitute and then you want to get information. It is very difficult. You may stay on your study for 10 years and never get any respondents. So in cases like this, we use non-probability sample. So we have different type of non-probability sampling technique. We have the convenience, we have the purposive, we have the snowball, we have quota, and we have judgmental sampling. So let's get right into it. The convenient sampling technique. When we say convenient, it means that we just pick our participants based on their availability and willingness to participate in our study. So whenever, wherever, however you see your respondent, you see a respondent and that is willing to participate in your study, you just pick them and then they begin to respond to whatever question you have for them. The judgmental sampling, this is a method where the researcher selects participants based on their expertise or relevance to the study. In this case, your researcher, you would only choose to interview those who are experts in the field or in your area of research. For instance, you want to study maybe your topic is on law, let's say child rights law. Now you would only pick those who are experts in child rights law. You cannot just talk to anybody who practices law. But so in this case, in judgmental sampling, you will pick only those whose field are on child rights. Do you get? Let's say you are studying divorce among women in the eastern part of Nigeria, and you want to make use of judgmental sampling technique. You would only study women who are divorced. You would not study, and not all the women, only women who are divorced are those that you would study when you're using judgmental sampling technique. Now let's look at the quota. In quota, you divide your population into quotas to ensure representation of a specific group, but selection within that each group is not random. So let's say you want to study youths, adolescents in Alimosho local government. So let's say we have 5,000 youths in Alimosho local government. You divide them into quotas. Let's say a quota of, maybe the quota may be based on the community, the various community in Alimosho local government, or maybe the schools, or whatever quota you want to use. And among this quota, you don't just randomly pick anybody. You pick people from that quota you have created who have in-depth knowledge on whatever you are researching on. Now let's look at the snowballing sampling technique. In snowballing sampling technique, we usually use it when our population is eating. And earlier on, I mentioned that there are some populations that are very, very difficult to get. Let's say you are studying people who use hard drug. You don't just see them on the streets. Nobody will tell you that I use hard drug or would allow you to use them So in snowballing, you try to recruit new participants from existing participants. So somebody has to refer you. Somebody, if you know somebody that, okay, you are a drug user, please can you refer me to somebody else? And then they refer you to somebody else. That is how it is. That is snowballing. That referral method is what is called snowballing, and that is how it will be done until you get the whole of the population that you need. Now, what are the factors affecting sampling? We have various factors affecting sampling. We have the population size, that is the total number of people you want to study. We have variability, we have sampling frame, sampling size, cost, and time. In our next video, I'll be discussing population size and how do we determine our population size. So stay tuned and watch out for the next video. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.